Hello everyone, I'm Shannon Slatton. People driving through Golden Valley neighborhoods could soon be required to slow down. The Golden Valley City Council is considering a move to reduce speed limits on residential streets. The current speed limit is 30 miles per hour in residential neighborhoods, but the state legislature passed a bill that would allow cities to reduce the speed limit to 25 or possibly as low as 20, depending on what sort of feedback they get from residents.
We started the process last fall and decided that it would make sense to reach out to residents and see how they feel about the current speed limits and what their thoughts would be on lowering the speed limits.
The city is asking Golden Valley residents to fill out an online survey to provide feedback, and we have a link to that on our website, ccxmedia.org. In Robbinsdale, work will soon begin on a 2-year, $20 million project to replace several bridges.
The existing bridges, just like a lot of our infrastructure, it's at the end of its service life, so they're due to be replaced.
Hennepin County will begin work in early April to replace the 3 bridges on County Road 81 that connect Robbinsdale and Minneapolis. The bridges date back to the 1960s. County engineers deem them structurally deficient. To do the work, southbound traffic has been shifted to northbound lanes.
It's going to be good to get this project going. We're going to be doing a lot of safety and trail connection improvements for the people that use all the bridges and the intersection down below. So it's exciting to, just be in spring when weather's feeling good to get a project like this underway.
Drivers will still have access to North Memorial Health Hospital, local businesses, and residences using the northbound lanes. Osseo continues to move forward on making improvements on Central Avenue. The City Council voted this week on how to pay for the project, which is estimated at just over $400,000. The project includes replacing pavers that disintegrated faster than expected. The work that will be completed includes the sidewalk and boulevard pavers in front of the Steeple Point property and in the City Hall block. The project also includes installing 2 sets of beacons at 5th and 6th Avenues to make the crosswalks safer for pedestrians. Spring is finally here, but for some that means dealing with yard pests. A Brooklyn Park mole control company explains to reporter Pafua Yang how to prevent rodents from damaging your property.
We actually target yard pests, common yard pests. Typically we'll go after moles, gophers, and voles.
For about 3 years, Metro Mole Control has been helping local residents take their property back.
It certainly can hurt your property values, and the more that you let these pests kind of hang around, the worse the problem typically gets.
Rick Huberty owns Metro Mole Control. He says damages caused by moles and voles can cost hundreds or sometimes thousands of dollars.
A vole is very, very similar to a house mouse, just a little bit larger. They live outside. They're not that interested in going in the inside of a house.
The Brooklyn Park resident says voles are herbivores. They eat plants, grass, and tree barks.
You're going to see a lot of the vole activity in early spring, right when the snow melts. They'll create little trails in a yard about as wide as a quarter or a 50-cent piece, where they've chewed the grass completely down to the root.
Voles are seen just about anywhere, but there's a lot of activity in newer housing developments. These particular rodents like to live in concrete slabs, mulch, and any gaps found near a home structure.
The best thing to do in terms of voles is to close up gaps around your house. They're like mice, so they like to burrow where maybe a driveway pad meets a house. If there's a gap there, maybe there's a gap underneath a patio.
Huberty says moles, on the other hand, are insectivores. They eat grubs, insects, and worms. Moles consist of turf damage, including raised tunnels and occasionally mounds of dirt.
The best thing to do is to remove the moles first, and then there's a few things that you can try. Grub and insect killer, remove some of the food in the yard that moles will typically eat.
Huberty says you don't want to wait to call professionals, as these rodents could migrate.
The problem then can spread from your yard to the neighbors' yards and so forth.
In Brooklyn Park, Pafua Yang, CCX News.
This year, people are also flocking to their local bike shop. Reporter Sonia Goins shows us why you should run, not walk, if you're in the market for a bike.
Many people bike during the global pandemic, and experts predict that trend will continue this spring and summer, causing bike shops in our area to be busy.
Hi there, thanks for calling Trailhead. How may I help you? You know, it's been full on ever since COVID started. It really didn't let up over the winter months at all.
Trailhead Cycling in Champlin is crazy busy these days. They're selling bikes faster than they can build them.
Our 4 mechanics are working full time, turning out bikes as fast as they can. They're just trying to keep up with the demand. Everybody wants to be outside.
Sold signs were tagged on many of the cycles in the shop.
It feels good to have a new bike.
You see how they're angled down?
Getting your hands on the perfect two-wheeler will depend on the type.
Trailhead had a couple, fortunately in his size. Smaller sizes were real hard to find, and bigger sizes were hard to find.
It pays to do some research before shopping. It could save you a lot of time running around.
There was one available and I grabbed it.
Basically had to look online, searching through company websites, which brought me links to various bike shops around the metro.
Many bike shops in the area are having issues when it comes to repairs and parts availability.
And they just said, oh, it'll be 3 months for maintenance.
Every bike shop owner and manufacturer that I've talked to says they don't think they'll catch up until this fall and maybe into next year.
It's going to be a long ride, but bike enthusiasts say it's worth the wait to be able to hit one of the many bike trails in the Northwest Metro. Sonia Goins, CCX News.
Trailhead Cycling will open its second location in Plymouth in the next few days. And of course, we have this story and more posted on our website, ccxmedia.org.